Hello, my dear students. Good morning. Welcome to our first English lesson this week. Please bring your student's book, open page 84. Our objectives this lesson is to go through a story which is talking about a little ant. During our story, we are going to do some predictions, find the structure of a story. We are going to identify past simple verbs in regular and irregular forms. The vocabulary we have this week is beetle, worm, blow, shiver, mouse, lift up, busy, chase, scare, bite, yelp. Our value is families and friends help each other. Please bring your student's book. Bring a pencil, a paper before you start the video. A quick reminder, do you remember insects, ants, and humans? We are going to compare a human body to an insect. Human, the boy, and the ant. The boy is human. The ant is an insect. This one is big. This one is tiny and very small. A human has 2 legs, while an insect has 6 legs. In our story, the ant will have a home, family, food, and friends, and it will have feelings. Now, please open page 84. Hey, little ant. Let's see what happened with the little ant. Before starting, I would like to ask you to look at these 2 pictures. Who are the characters? We have an ant, a beetle, a snake. Can you predict what happened? Can you predict what will this story be about? Now let's read this story. While we are reading for the first time, I want you to hold a pencil in your hand and underline the words, the verbs in past tense. It was autumn. The first verb we have was. It was autumn. The weather was getting cold. Little Ant said, I am going outside to play. Come home soon, said Little Ant's mother. It's getting cold outside, but our home under the ground is nice and warm. Little Ant met a beetle and a worm. Oh, this is not a snake, it's a worm. Hello, said Little Ant. Let's play. Okay, said the beetle and the worm. They played and played together. The wind began to blow, and the ant began to shiver. It's cold, she said. I have to go home. Little Ant started to walk home. The wind blew harder and Little Ant shivered. A big leaf fell on her. Help, said Little Ant. I can't move. Leaf, please, get off me, said Little Ant. I have to go home. But the leaf didn't move. So as we can see in this page, it was in autumn time. Autumn is after winter. Sorry. Autumn before winter. Okay? The weather starts to be cold and the wind starts to blow. So the little ant went outside to play with her friends. She met two friends, a beetle and a worm. When the weather started to be so cold, she said, I'm going home. Then something happened. What is that? There was a problem. She couldn't go home. Something prevented her from going home. There was a leaf fell on her. Okay? This leaf didn't let her to move and go home. So we have a problem here. So what is the title of the story? The title of the story is Little Ant. Who are the characters of the story? The characters of the story is the little ant, the beetle, the worm, and the mother. Was there a problem? Yes, there was a problem. What is this problem? The problem was the ant wanted to go home because it was very cold. She was shivering. But a leaf fell on her and she couldn't move. So let's look at these verbs here. Was. It is the past of is. Was getting. Yes, this is a past continuous. In the present, it's supposed to be is getting. Said. Yes, in the present is say. Meet. Met. The present is meet. Play. The present is play. The past is played. Began. The present is began. Started. The present is start. Didn't move. The present is do not move. Okay? So all of these verbs are in the past, but they are in the past in different ways. We have two types of verbs. We have two types of verbs. We have regular and irregular forms of verbs. We have talked a lot about regular past. It's adding ed, verb plus ed, like play, played. Okay? Try. Do you remember play, played? Do you remember start? Will be started. Okay? So all of these verbs are regular verbs. What's new today is irregular verbs. Irregular verbs had a fight with the ed, so we changed them. Okay? These irregular verbs is like begin. It will be began. You have to study them the way they are. We cannot tell you why they have changed it. The only thing I can tell you is that they had a fight with the ed. They cannot take ed. So we find them another way, like begin, began. Meet will be met. Okay? So please study these new irregular verbs. Okay? Okay? Now let's go to the next page. Let's see what happened to the ant. Little ant called to a mouse. She found the mouse moving, walking in this wind. She called him, Mouse, Mouse, I need help. Please lift up the leaf. It's cold and I have to go home. She was very cold. But the mouse said, Sorry, little ant, I haven't got time to help. I'm very busy. So little ant called to a cat. Cat, cat, I need help, please. Chase the mouse. Mouse, please lift up the leaf. It's cold and I have to go home. But the cat said, Sorry, little ant, I haven't got time to help. I'm very busy. So little ant called the dog. Dog, dog, I need help, please. Scare the cat. Cat, please, chase the mouse. Mouse, please, lift up the leaf. It's cold and I have to go home. But the dog said, Sorry, little ant, I have to go. I haven't got time to help. I'm very busy. So first she called for the mouse. She asked the mouse for help. She asked the mouse to help her to remove the leaf. But he didn't help her. He told her, I haven't got any time for you. So she found the cat. She asked the cat to chase the mouse and to tell the mouse to help her. But the cat refused. She told her, No, I cannot. I don't have time. Then she found a dog. She asked the dog, Why don't you scare it, please, cat? So she could chase. Please, cat, chase the mouse. And then the mouse left the leaf. However, the dog said, I don't have time for you. No, every one of the three refused to help her. The mouse, the cat, the dog. They all refused to help her. Okay, let's go back to the irregular verbs. Cold, is it regular or an irregular verb? Is it regular? Is it regular? Or irregular? Yes, it's a regular verb because the present is call and we added ed. So it become called. What about got? Is it a regular or irregular verb? Yes, a regular verb. The present is get. Let's see what's happened next in our story. A flea who had lived on the dog heard little ant calling for help. The flea is a cousin of the ant. There was a tiny flea living here on the neck of the dog. She heard the ant calling for help. So the flea was the cousin of the ant. She was a relative with the ant. She was a family. So, don't worry, cousin ant, called the flea. I can help. I'll bite the dog. So the flea bite the dog. What is that? The flea helped her cousin, the ant, because they are family. The dog yelped, "Hoo, hoo," and scared the cat. The cat turned and chased the mouse. The mouse ran to little ant and lifted up the leaf. Thank you, cousin flea, called little ant. Little ant ran back to her nice warm home under the ground. I'm back, Mom, little ant called. Hello, little ant, said her mother. I'm glad you are home. So, who helped the ant? The flea, a little flea, living on the neck of the dog. Because they are family. Family help each other. Family love each other. So what is the value and the moral of this story? The moral of this story is that family Now let's go back to present and past. As you can see, the word lived, is it regular or irregular verb? Yes, I can hear someone saying that is regular verb. Regular verb. What about yelped? Yes, regular verb. Turned. Yes, can you see the ed? Regular verb. Ran. Yes, irregular verb. The present is run. So, thank you so much. This is the end of our lesson today. I'm not going to give you more because this is too much for you to reread this story. For now, I want you to reread this story. I want you to reread this story at home. Get a piece of paper. I want you to write title, the title of the story. I want you to write title, characters, the problem, how is it solved, then the end. Okay? The most important are the first four. I want you to finish this and take a picture and send it to me. Okay? What was the title? Who were the characters? What is the problem? How the problem was solved. Okay? Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video and I wish to see you soon at school. Yeah. Bye-bye.